This is Mike Fitzgerald, designer of Baseball Highlights 2045. We're going to talk about base running in the game, and that is all hinged on the speed of the players and how important that is. Now, where do you find how fast a player is? Well, you look at his card, and right below the hit box, which is down here, you'll find a special attributes box. And in this one, for instance, for Speedbot, we see the letter F and a red icon, meaning he is a fast runner. And the fast runners are represented by the red runner pawns. Blue is represented by the average runner pawns, and slow runners by the white runner pawns. All the players in Baseball Highlights are either fast, average speed, or slow. Now, everybody will end up doing the same thing when they're at bat. There is no difference in the speed from the batter's perspective. For instance, Speedbot, when he gets a single, he ends up at first base. He's fast. An average runner gets a single, they end up at first. Slow runner, they end up at first. Same with double, triple. It doesn't matter how fast they are until they are base runners. But once they are base runners, then there are some differences. So we're going to start with a slow runner. Let's say we have a slow runner, slow base runner on first base, and the batter gets a single. Slow runners will always advance the number of bases equal to the value of the hit. So a single has a value of 1, so the slow runner will advance from first to second base. Say they're on second, and there's a single hit. Again, the slow runner will advance the value of the hit, which is 1, and end up on third base. If a slow runner is on first base and there's a double hit, they'll advance 2 bases because the value of the hit double is 2, so they go to second and they end up at third. And that's how the slow runner advances around the bases. Let's put an average base runner on first base and say there's a single hit. The average runner will, just like the slow runner, advance the value of the hit. So he'll advance to second base because a single has a value of 1. Now, let's say he's on second base, an average base runner, and there's a single hit. Here comes the difference between the average and the slow runners. The average base runner will score on a single when he's on second base. He will advance 1, 2 bases, but only when he's starting at second base on a single. And this represents scoring position in baseball, where when runners get on second and or third, they have a lot of easier time scoring on singles than they do from other bases. So this represents that by making the average runner be able to score from second base. Every other way, though, the average runner is exactly like a slow runner. The fast base runner gets on first base. This guy really flies. So if a fast runner is on first and there's a single hit, the fast runner always advances 1 more than the value of the hit. So in this case, the fast runner will advance to second and to third on a single. So he'll go all the way to third on any single when you have a fast base runner on first. On second base, a single is hit. He's going to score because he's going to advance 2 bases because he always advances 1 more than the value of the hit. Let's say the fast runner's on first base and a double gets hit. He's now going to advance 3 bases, 1 to second, 2 to third, and then home. He will score a run on a double because he is the fast runner. And of course he scores on a triple and a home run, as everybody normally does. So that's how the base runners work. Okay, easy to understand, I think. Now it gets a little more interesting when you have more than one base runner on base at the time, because things can get a little strange when there's different speeds. You can actually get blocked up a little bit. So here's what we're going to show you. A fast runner on first base, a slow runner on second base, an average runner on third base, and the batter hits a single. We like to start with the most advanced runner, but you can actually visualize it. When you play the game, you'll start visualizing what's going to happen after every hit, even before it does. But we'll walk you through it step by step. So singles hit. So the average runner on third base will advance 1 base, and he'll score a run. He'll come home because he always advances a base equal to the value of the hit. The slow runner on second base will advance to third base and stop, because remember, the slow runner always just advances the number of bases equal to the value of the hit. Even when he's on second, he stops at third. Now the fast runner at first base would normally advance 1 more base than the value of the hit. It was a single hit, so he normally advanced 2 bases, and he goes to second. Oh, but wait, he can't go to third because there's another base runner already there. You can't have more than 1 base runner on a base at the same time, and you can't pass a base runner either. So he has to stop at second base, so that jams him up a little bit. So when you're playing, part of the strategy is to get the base runners on with certain speeds in the right order to be able to work out to your advantage to score the most runs. And that's a look at base running in Baseball Highlights 2045.